हेलो एंड वेलकम टू रेडियो जिंदगी लिसनर्स, सुन रहे हैं आप हमें 15:50 AM पर एंड दिस इज द टाइम वेयर योर क्वेश्चंस विल बी आंसर्ड. Yes, that is the best way to say what we are going to bring to you right now, and that is the Saket Bhatia Astrology Show. मेरे साथ जुड़ते हैं every Tuesday 4 to 5 PM Dr. Saket Bhatia. We are doing a live show on Radio Zindagi 15:50 AM. Dr. Saket Bhatia, who has a PhD in astrology and is a certified professional numerologist with over 25 years of experience, with the combined power of astrology and numerology, he can help you gain direction and provide guidance in your life's journey. If you have questions, he has answer. Do call us. Studio lines will be open shortly. 510-770-1550. That's the studio line number. Once more, 510-770-1550. Or if you would like to connect with Dr. Saket Bhatia after the show, his direct number would be 408-639-5300. Or you can write to him info@saketbhatia.com. Or his website is by his first and last name, which is saketbhatia.com. With that, let me welcome my guest on air and let's start today's show. Hello and welcome.
How are you?
I am doing good. आप कैसे हैं?
I'm excited to be here. Every week I come, more people call, more people listen. I get positive feedback. अच्छा लगता है.
Definitely. And we get all the interesting questions. I look forward to that too. Somebody's asking about kids, somebody's asking about job.
So most people have called in here for career, marriage. You remember हमारी बेटी की शादी नहीं होती, हमारे लड़के की शादी नहीं होती. What will happen? So we get lots of people coming into the office for that. We get lots of emails. So हमने सोचा why not have this show focused around marriage.
Okay.
But marriage means also compatibility. It also means business partnership, because that is what we really want to analyze today. So career से थोड़ा break लेके let's come to home life, which is love, marriage, partnership.
Okay. So सबसे पहले शुरुआत I think हमने बात की है कई बार, but which house is the like related house for spouse or life partner in our chart?
So what is the difference in spouse and life partner?
So spouse or life partner, that's what I said. I think I did put or.
तो क्या होता है? Astrology is a concept which is 5,000 years old, ना? So 5,000 years ago, traditions were different.
Right.
But at that time also, उनको पता था कि live-in is possible, and that is called partnership.
Okay.
Right? देखिए, marriage जो है is a legal word. Right? It is a legal word. It's not something, it is legal, it is religious, it is symbolical. But at the same time, two people living together is also considered a symbolic relationship today.
Yeah, of course.
So जब astrology लिखी थी, the 7th house is the one that is considered house of partnership. Partnership as in marriage, partnership as in business, partnership as in, working together. This 7th house is what we have to study. All along हम सिर्फ 10th house पे focus करते जा रहे हैं. Career, how well you will do in life. Yeah. 6th house is service, how you will work for somebody. 10th is how you will make people work for you. या आपकी career कैसा रहेगा. And today we will discuss 7th house, which is exclusively just 7th house.
Okay.
And जैसे जैसे हम बात करेंगे, we want people to go through their partners and see what trait is matching their partner, so they have a better idea as to, why they are acting the way they are and why they are the person they are.
Okay. So what does it mainly depend on?
So जब हम 7th house किसी की पढ़ते हैं, so let's say I open, your 7th house. So if I were to look at it, I should be able to easily say what your husband looks like, acts like, and what his characteristics are. देखिए अगर हम
Just by looking at my chart?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
If we are to flip your chart upside down, it becomes what you call your husband's chart. That is one way of interpreting your chart.
So that is being complementary to each other means?
Exactly. Because देखिए, first house is you. 7th house is the opposite. Okay, partners are opposite.
Yes.
In this house. Same way, जब हम पढ़ते हैं तो we come to know what kind of partner you'll get. Now 7th house में, it is not just what partner you'll get, when you will get your partner, how healthy the relationship will be, what is the impact. So in order to understand this, we have to study 1, the planets that are in this house. 2, the lord of this house. हर एक घर का एक lord होता है.
Right.
Like I explained in one show, if you don't understand this concept, think of rented apartments.
Okay.
उसका landlord कहीं बैठा है
जी.
and you are the tenant. Same way the planet is sitting in the 7th house और उसका landlord कहीं बैठा है. If you're paying rent on time, the landlord is happy.
Yeah.
If you're not paying it, the landlord gets angry. He gets
Right.
upset. So, अगर हमने आपकी शादी पार्टनरशिप देखनी है, we have to study your 7th house planets, the 7th house lord. We have to study aspects, which are other planets looking at that house.
Right.
And then we also have to study something called Karak. Karak is significator. Yeah.
Okay.
For a man, it is considered Venus to be a significator, and for a woman, it is Jupiter, which is the significator.
Okay.
So these are important things you have to predict in order to say when you'll get married and the type of partner you'll have and how good that relationship is going to be.
You know, when you were talking about significator, I thought like you must have heard the book Men Are From Mars and Women Are From Venus. So I thought for women it's Venus and for men it's Mars.
So for women, it is actually Jupiter,
Jupiter.
because women are from Venus.
Okay.
For men, it is Venus because
They are from Mars.
because man is considered to be Jupiter.
Okay.
Okay, Mars is different. हम बात करेंगे
जी.
what each planet means when it's sitting in the 7th house, and we'll also talk about the impacts of different zodiac signs. वो करते हैं हम.
Definitely. So, you know, as it is getting more interested, मैं याद दिलाना चाहूंगी listeners को, if you have any questions about marriage, partnership, or anything you would like to ask, the studio lines are open now. 510-770-1550. That's our studio line number. If you have a quick question, you can call us right now. Or if you would like to connect with Saket ji, you can call after the show 408-639-5300 or write to him info@saketbhatia.com. So, with that, let's move on to the planets we talked about, like the Jupiter and the Venus. So, what do the signs say about spouse?
So signs are different and planets are different. हमने planets touch नहीं किया अभी तक.
So, but we talked about the...
We talk more about Karak. If we want to understand planets,
Okay.
वो explain कर सकते हैं.
So, Karak are not the planet of that thing. Okay.
No, Karak is a significator. It is what you will enjoy in life. देखिए 12 घर हैं. उनके कारक होते हैं सन, जुपिटर, मार्स, मून, जुपिटर, मार्स, वीनस, सैटर्न, जुपिटर, मर्क्यूरी, जुपिटर, सैटर्न. ये ऑर्डर में चलता है.
Pretty confusing. Yeah.
So when a Karak sits in its own house,
जी.
it typically causes problems for the person related to that house.
Okay.
So in a man's chart, अगर Venus 7वें घर में बैठ गया, it is a good placement, excellent placement, but it will cause problems to the spouse.
Okay.
अगर Sun आपके ascendant में बैठ गया, it will make you a leader one way or the other, but it will damage your health because you will overwork yourself. So जहाँ कारक बैठता है वहाँ थोड़ा सा डैमेज करता है. अगर आपका जुपिटर 5th हाउस में बैठ गया, you'll be very intelligent, good speaker, but you'll have too much expectations from your child.
Okay. So, but जो आप कारक कह रहे हैं, you're saying that all men, for all men, the karak is same Venus?
For the 7th house, yes.
Yeah, for the 7th house, and for all the females, it's Jupiter.
That's correct. तो अगर आपका कारक ही वीक है, you're not going to enjoy your relationship. अगर आपका lord, which is the lord of the 7th, is weak, you might not even... The job of the lord is to give birth. The job of the planet is to enhance it. And the job of the karak is for you to enjoy it.
Okay.
Think of it like a tree, right? You
Yeah.
plant the seed,
Yes.
that is the lord
Of the house.
of the house. जो बड़ा होता है, that's the planet sitting in the house.
Okay.
And you enjoying is the karak.
That's the karak. Okay. Got it.
ऐसे एनालाइज करना है. Okay, so if you really want to understand in detail, हम 7th house देखते हैं.
जी.
And 7th house पे we can put some planets, right? Let's assume. Now, as I go through this, try envisioning your friends or your partner and see which planet you think you have in your chart or your friend has in their chart, so you get a better
About their
understanding
life partner.
about their life partner. Now, what I am telling you is an extreme condition. You can have 2 planets there. You can have 3 planets. You can have no planets. अगर no planet है तो planet की aspect होती है ना? That will influence. So, for example, 7th house में let's say you have sun. What does sun denote? We've explained in the past. Sun is your soul.
Soul.
But sun is a very strong planet.
Yeah.
It's a bright planet. When you look at the sun, you can't see anything else. If you have sun in the 7th house, typically you have a dominating partner.
Okay.
They tell you what to do, when to do, how to do it.
Okay.
Right? Now, अगर ये 7वें घर में जो sun बैठा है, If he happens to be good dignity, means happy, then he'll guide you in the right path. But if he happens to be in bad dignity, he's going to be always complaining about something or the other. Dominating, complaining. Don't do it your way, do it my way. That is the influence of sun there. Right? Moon. Moon is mind.
Yes.
Moon is emotions. So moon jo hota hai, that makes a very, very, very good placement in the 7th house. You'll get a partner who's very emotional, who's attached to you. Right? They're happy. They bring a lot of joy in your life. Lekin agar ye moon impact ho gaya with some negative planet, then these partners become very overly emotional. Choti cheezon pe ro lete hain.
Oh,
Very sensitive.
possessive.
Correct.
Yes.
So this is one of the impacts of moon, right? Now, it can also cause happiness for some people and sadness. Some spouses who overspend.
Okay.
Negative influence of moon.
Okay.
So हम जब chart पढ़ते हैं and we see, okay, moon is on your chart, we're very happy. We say, okay, great partner. Now we see the influence. अगर moon पे influence अच्छा है, even better. खराब है, we know it's going to impact you. Now we'll talk about Mars. Mars, like we said, is a planet of action, aggression. This is the planet that makes you, your partner, impulsive. Do things rapidly, rather quickly, without thinking too much.
Okay.
Policemen are Mars.
They have to be.
Cops, yeah.
Yeah.
Fire, the people in the army are Mars. So, जब Mars 7th house में आता है, your spouse tends to take actions without thinking. Have you heard of some people tell, आप क्यों सोच के नहीं कर सकते?
Yeah, exactly.
That is typically
they
because
do first, they think later.
the Mars is so strong in that chart कि it causes a problem. Now, one more thing. आप बोलोगे Mars is not good, Saturn is not good. But अगर शनि और Mars एक ही घर को देखे,
Okay.
it actually gives you a very rich spouse.
Shani and Mars.
Yeah.
Okay.
They give you a very rich spouse. Shani and Mangal, Mars and Saturn, when they aspect, they're not sitting, but when they look at a house, it gives you a rich partner. So, this is Sun, Moon and Mars. Now we're going to go to Mercury. Mercury is the planet of business, communication, intelligence, youth. ऐसे लोग जो होते हैं, when you have Mercury in your chart, it is generally shared common interests. You and your partner have similar hobbies.
Okay.
अगर Mercury ज़्यादा strong हो, they could be artists, they could be authors, they could be businessmen, entrepreneurs of their nature. But they always need somebody to help them.
Okay.
अगर Sun और Mercury साथ में बैठ जाए, now you have an independent author, an independent businessman. They don't need you.
Okay.
So you have to fix that combination. Okay. Now we'll talk about Jupiter in the 7th
I'm
house.
sure every married person who's listening to us right now वो यही सोच रहे होंगे कि ये हमने पहले क्यों नहीं पूछा आपसे? Why didn't we come to you before?
Now let's analyze Jupiter, right?
जी.
Jupiter is a planet of wisdom. So Jupiter is a planet which is also very lucky and wise. तो वो जब बैठ जाता है 7th house में, it gives you good luck. It gives you a happy married life. But
Okay.
if Jupiter is too strong, you'll have the partner that will say, मैंने आपको कहा था ना, ऐसे ही करना है.
That is every relationship, I would say.
But if the Jupiter is extremely strong, it's going to do that.
Yeah.
Jupiter is a very good placement, the second best placement in the chart. In the 7th house, Jupiter हो, because वो अपने ही घर को देखेगा, he's going to look at other houses. Gains के घर को देखेगा, he's going to look at your hobbies. So we want Jupiter to be strong in that chart. Now on the other hand, अगर Jupiter weak हो, then it gives you a slightly, what we say, heavy built partner.
Okay.
It gives you a partner who is sort of doesn't understand their wisdom, but thinks they're very smart. Okay. Venus. Venus in the 7th house. Luckiest planet, best planet for placement in 7th house, without a doubt, is Venus. हमें Venus चाहिए. Venus will give you a partner you will be in love with forever.
Okay.
Okay. You'll have all the luxuries, you'll have all the comforts, you'll have that special emotional balance and attachment with your partner. Venus में यही है कि if it's too strong, you will spend on luxuries.
Okay.
If it is too weak, then the partner will be over dependent on you. छोटी छोटी चीजों के लिए they need you.
So everything has to be like right amount, right ingredient.
किसी का perfect नहीं होता.
जी.
Everybody has some
थोड़ा
planet,
बाया.
multiple planets or empty house. और empty भी है, जो भी ठीक है. At least you have some aspect, right? Now, Saturn in the 7th house. This is a placement we don't like.
Okay.
But Saturn in 7th house gives a stable, long-lasting relationship. Saturn 7वें घर में डिले करता है शादी. तो जितने कॉलर्स हैं, हमारी शादी नहीं हो रही, बच्चों की शादी नहीं हो रही, आई थिंक इट्स टू रीजंस. वन, या तो आप थोड़ा जल्दी एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हो शादी होना, या गो चेक आउट दैट सैटर्न जो वहां बैठा है 7th हाउस में, या जो सैटर्न की एस्पेक्ट है 7th हाउस पे, दैट इज कॉजिंग अ सिग्निफिकेंट डिले, बट स्टेबिलिटी देता है रिलेशनशिप पे. सैटर्न इज द प्लैनेट ऑफ हार्ड वर्क, स्टेबिलिटी ना.
सो रिलेशन बनेगा मुश्किल से, बट देन इट विल स्टे.
इट विल स्टे. सैटर्न इज द हाउस ऑफ प्रॉपर्टी.
ओके.
वो आपको घर देता है, बट यू हैव टू वर्क हार्ड फॉर इट.
यस.
Whatever he gives, he wants you to work hard for it. If you don't work hard, he won't give it to you. In fact, he'll take it away from you.
ओके.
और Saturn के side effects भी होते हैं,
या.
right? Saturn can give you disease. Saturn will give you paralysis. Why? Because you're overworking yourself.
ओह.
Okay. Now we'll talk about Rahu. दो friends, Rahu and Ketu.
केतु. या.
Yeah. राहु क्या करता है? जब राहु आता है 7th हाउस में, you have multiple affairs.
ओह.
देखिए, one simple way to understand astrology is what Rahu and Ketu do. Rahu is expansion,
मल्टीप्लाइज.
multiplies. Rahu जिस घर में बैठता है वहाँ multiply करता है. So if Rahu sits in 7th, it could give you multiple partners, multiple affairs. It could. I'm not saying it will. It
Okay.
could. It depends on the dignity also of Rahu. Dignity means how happy or sad he is. If Rahu is very happy, बहुत partners देगा. You'll keep enjoying. If Rahu is very bad, relationships खत्म हो जाते हैं. You keep going from relationship to relationship, wondering why it is not working out. Answer नहीं मिलता आपको.
ओह.
And then Rahu also creates obstacles in life, and काफी divorce Rahu की वजह से ही होते हैं.
ओके.
Okay. And finally we have Ketu. Ketu जो है, it's a spiritual planet. Sometimes in relationships you have one partner जो ज़्यादा धार्मिक है, spiritual है. Probably the reason is Ketu बैठा हुआ है उनके 7th house
सेवेंथ
में.
हाउस.
Yes.
ओके.
So you have to now figure out which of these matches your friends or you and your partner, and then you can sort of piece and say he's 70% Sun, 10% Mercury, 5% Venus, 2% Jupiter. ऐसे जोड़ के you'll get an idea of what.
Absolutely. And this was pretty interesting because I was back in my mind, I was trying to figure out, okay, this person with this characteristic, maybe इनका 7th house में ये lord होगा. So yeah, this is really, really interesting. And listeners, if you are listening to us, if you would like to know what is happening with your birth chart, and if you have a question for Dr. Saket Bhatia, he's live with us on Radio Zindagi 1550 AM. You can give us a call 510-770-1550. That's our studio line number for a quick question. Definitely give us a call. If you would like to connect with him after the show, his website, which is the best source of all the information, is by his first and last name, saketbhatia.com. और या फिर आप उन्हें email कर सकते हैं info@saketbhatia.com, or you can call him directly 408-639-5300. But for a quick call, definitely studio lines are open 510-770-1550.
So this was about the different planets that were sitting in the houses. अब हम बात करेंगे साइंस की जो आपने पूछा था.
जी.
So you do understand there are 12 houses and 12 signs,
Yeah.
and these houses are always labeled 1 through 12,
Yeah.
but signs change होते हैं. Like I was born as a Scorpio, so my wife has to be Taurus. At least characteristics to 7th house का lord है वो Taurus का है.
Okay.
Right?
So that is the compatibility.
No, that is her characteristics. अब हमने planets discuss किए ना.
Okay.
Now we have to take that planet and see which house it is sitting in.
No, but you said she has to be Taurus. So that means the compatibility of a
Her-
Scorpion and a Taurus, right? Then only you can gel well.
But nobody gels 100%, na?
But well, at least well, better
Well,
than others.
yes, well. So,
Yeah.
वो बोलते हैं opposites attract, na?
Yes.
So
yes.
does that mean two Scorpios will not match? No, two Scorpios can match.
match.
It depends वो Scorpio का जो Lord Mars है वो कहाँ बैठा है.
Hmm.
अगर वो दोनों charts में 6-8 घर दूर बैठा है, then that creates a problem. But if he's sitting in friendly signs like 1, 4, 7, good. If he's sitting in 5, 9, relationship और dynamic होती है. So in addition to just saying ये Scorpio, Taurus है, we also have to take a flip and see कि इनके lords कहाँ हैं, moon कहाँ बैठे हैं, sun कहाँ बैठे हैं, and then we also have to overlap two charts with each other. And once we overlap, we get a better understanding of how you will help each other, travel, wealth, passion, kids. कभी कभी होता है कि families में बच्चे नहीं होते. And who's the issue, whose chart is the problem being caused in? We can figure out that also.
It could be either, right?
But we can look at the chart and figure
Yeah.
out कि क्यों नहीं हो रहे.
Hmm.
Or we can say कि पैसे आते हैं उड़ जाते हैं you can't save.
Yeah.
We can look at the charts and say why, and we can try to explain in a better way why this is happening.
I have a question here, right here. When we were talking about compatibility and like when we see the charts and the seventh house and everything, but I have seen marriages where people were compatible when the relationship was built, and over the period of time it changed. Like they ended up having a divorce. So how can that happen when you saw the like कौन से घर में कौन बैठा है क्या है सब कुछ आपने matchmaking करके and you got married and then also that happens. So what is going wrong there?
तो हमारे शो में कॉल्स आते हैं when will I get a job?
Yeah.
Do they ever ask us how long my job will last? Do they ask
No.
us how happy I will be in my job?
No.
Exactly. तो you're asking the wrong question to your astrologer. आप जो question पूछ रहे हो ये कैसे जमेगी जोड़ी? Astrologer will open. He has
सिर्फ
some
बन जाना is
बन
not
जाना.
enough.
अभी हमने क्या बोला राहु. राहु causes divorce, right?
Yeah.
राहु causes problems. लेकिन अगर राहु की दशा आती है and राहु is aspecting the seventh house तो problems तो देगा. देखिए
In that period specifically.
in that period.
Oh.
If you can get through that period,
Then
great.
it will be better.
See, astrology में Dr. Bhasin करके there's a very famous astrologer. Bhasin, I know him, but Bhasin said there's a concept of separative planets. When Sun, Rahu, Ketu, Saturn and Lord of the 12th, 12वें घर का जो मालिक है, when these are aspecting a certain house and its Lord from both the ascendant and the moon, then we can be certain कि that house will be lost.
Will be lost.
Will be lost.
Okay.
You will not enjoy the benefits of that house. So, to make that very simple and easy, ascendant देखिए आपका कहाँ है and seventh house देखिए. अब seventh house पे देखते हैं किस किस का aspect गिर रहा है. Do we have any aspect of the 12th lord? Do we have aspect of Saturn, Rahu? If there are more than two, we say, okay, now we start studying it from moon. अगर वहाँ से भी aspect गिर रहा है, then we know. Divorce तो होगा. Split तो होगा.
Okay.
But now we have to see कब होगा. It will happen during the dasha of Sun, Saturn, Rahu, Ketu or the Lord of the 12th. तो इसलिए हम
So
कहते
some
हैं.
time period you can specify.
This is one of those reasons why in India when you want to file for a divorce they give you 6 months. The reason for 6 months is because जो अंतरदशा होती है वो थोड़ी short होती है. And once that अंतरदशा passes, you get a chance to blend better with your partner. You get a chance to understand how you're going to gel with your partner again. So I always recommend people, don't run into a relationship and don't get out of one that fast. Take your time. Understand your partner. अगर चीजें अच्छी थी पहले तो आगे भी अच्छी हो सकती हैं.
Yeah.
Right or wrong?
Yeah. The time has peaks. So कभी high होगा तो low.
Relationship में ना,
जी.
like everything in life, you need to accept and adapt and be flexible. ये तीन चीजें अगर आप कर लो निभेगी.
That's the basic definition.
You don't have to flexible. इतना भी मत हो कि you break. But both of you have to adjust, adapt and be flexible. इतना easy है. But these days ego gets in the way.
Yeah.
I want this.
Why
I want.
me?
Why me?
Yeah.
This is not.
That is the biggest question. और me myself concept कहीं over वो कर लेता है shadow relationship.
I think open communication helps in relationship more than anything else. हम जब relationship देखते हैं तो I don't look at two charts. I look at each chart separately. I get a better understanding of their personality. Right?
Right.
And then once you see how compatible they are, I sit with both these people and I tell them, okay, you're going to make money, you're going to blow it up. You're going to have kids, you want more kids. You're going to travel the world. So at least basic picture मिल जाती है. And I also tell them, during these periods, you're going to have a hard time. So plan for it accordingly.
And that is why it is important to consult an astrologer. And as we say, at least once a year. अपनी charts में क्या है वो पता होना चाहिए, just like the annual checkup.
अगर आपने नहीं किया, then you're just living your life the way everybody else is living. Benefits क्या हुआ?
And plus अगर कुछ ऐसा था जो शायद उस time पे आप avoid कर पाते, why have regretting over that later and just solve the problem that time?
I think it's important. You go to a doctor, same way go here. You file your taxes every year. Think of this as something like that. करना है कर लो. Go get a basic idea of what's happening in life.
जी.
Figure it out and move on.
Absolutely. So we have a caller waiting. Can we take him on air?
Sure.
Hello, you're on air with Dr. Saket Bhatia. Go ahead with your question.
Yeah, can I speak then?
Yeah, hello?
Yeah, Dr. Rao, it's regarding my daughter. Her name is Ritu Sharma.
What's
I
her
am
name?
Fateh here.
Okay,
Her name is Ritu,
Ritu.
Ritu Sharma.
okay,
My name is Mr. Fateh.
okay, Mr. Fateh, तो ऋतु के डेट प्लेस टाइम दीजिए हमको.
Yeah, I can give you the. She's born in Bombay
Okay,
at 10:05 a.m.
10:05 in the morning.
Yeah, and birth date is 10/7/1981.
So
I want
October.
to know just one question. How is the marriage? Will it get along well with the husband? She's been married for some time, and there are problems. Will it be sorted out? That's the only question I want to ask.
So can you repeat?
Okay.
Just can you reconfirm the date and time, please?
Yeah, the time is 10:05 a.m.
Okay. And
and date of birth is 10/7/1981.
1981. Okay, so October. Okay.
Yeah.
चलो, let's take a
Born in
look.
Bombay.
Thank you. Let's take a look at this chart, right? तो ये जो
Yeah.
chart है, this happens to be ruled by Mars. Okay. और जो Mars का जो ascendant, जो ruling planet है, that is sitting in a very strong position in Capricorn.
Okay.
Mars is exalted in Capricorn. मतलब जो आपका ascendant lord है वो अच्छा है. जो शादी का घर है वो Venus है. Now Venus lord is sitting in the wrong house, which is the 12th house. That means you could either marry somebody from a foreign country or you could marry somebody, from a different religion. But जब भी Venus की दशा आएगी तो up down होंगे. The good thing about your chart is Jupiter is a very, very strong benefic planet and he is so close to ascendant कि he is going to protect this marriage और शनि भी बैठे हैं वहाँ. I don't see the aspect of the 12th lord. I do see an aspect of Rahu, which is sitting in that house, but जो separative planet का असर है मून से मुझे नहीं दिख रहा. देखिए ups and downs तो रहेंगी, but after 2028 April, their relationship will be rock solid. Because that Saturn जो बैठा है, that will add tons of stability in this marriage. Marriage टिकेगी, marriage अच्छी है, I'm not worried about that. But between now and 2028, you will have some ups and downs, especially in 2025 November. Okay. So my suggestion, let them go on the way they are. Life should be good. I don't see any bad, any debilitated planets. In fact, Venus, Mool Trikon mein hai, Mercury, Mool Trikon, Mars. This is a good marriage. They should just hang in there for another few years and they'll be fine. Okay?
Okay. Thank you so much, doctor.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for your question. Listeners, if you're listening to us right now, if you have any marriage or relationship related question or any question, Dr. Saket Bhatia is live on air with us. Do call us 510-770-1550. We have around 35 minutes more in the show. So once again, the studio line number is 510-770-1550. But if you would like to contact Saket ji after the show, you can call him directly, 408-639-5300. We have another caller.
Okay.
Hello, you're live on air with Dr. Saket Bhatia. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead with your details.
Yeah, two questions. One, he referred to a gentleman called Dr. Bazin.
Yes.
Is that from India by any chance?
Yes, he is from India.
Sanjeev Bazin?
That's correct.
Arey bhaiya. I have known him since 1969. So,
Achha. So
Acha ji.
Dr.
Okay.
Sanjeev Basin is a very well-known astrologer.
Oh yeah, he is in my kindergarten class in elementary through grade 12 in Delhi.
हाँ, तो
I will definitely.
उन्होंने किताब लिखी थी on separative planets and that's become a very well-known concept. I've had multiple discussions with him about that. हाँ जी.
Oh, fantastic. I will tell him because I'm in touch with him through my high school
Sure.
WhatsApp group. Okay. Secondly, more importantly, thank you so much for that. My daughter, Vatsila,
Okay.
born on 28 June 2004.
Just a second. June 24th,
No,
2000.
28.
Okay,
28.
June 28th. Okay. 2000.
Berkeley, 2004.
Okay.
In Berkeley out here in California. And her time of birth was 10:22 in the morning. 22 minutes, 10 baje ke baad savere.
Okay. And what is your question?
She is going through, she's in college.
Mhm.
She's just going through a lot of, I guess, she's been diagnosed with some ADHD and she's very strong that way to get herself diagnosed, but she's going through a horrible time as far as friends and confidence and just general zest, which is really bothering me.
So let me just try explaining something. I'm looking at your daughter's chart, okay? Now
Yes,
your
sir.
daughter, let's understand this. You said self-confidence, you said ADHD, you said other stuff. आपकी daughter की जो chart बनती है, that happens to be Leo. She's a Leo ascendant. अभी Leo का ruling planet is Sun, which is very well placed in the 11th house. जो planet 11th house में बैठता है, it becomes stronger over time. But what is the problem? We try to understand that. The problem is आपकी daughter के दो planet, one planet Mars, which is debilitated, completely
Right.
debilitated. Mars is the planet ability to take action, ability to do the right thing at the right time, ability to gather courage. वो debilitated है. If I look at the Navam's chart में that is not the case. Aries, Taurus. Give me 1 second because it takes me also some time, right?
Sure.
So आपकी daughter का another issue is Saturn and Moon. They are sitting together in the Navam's chart. Number 1. Number 2, Moon के साथ गलिका मंडी और केतु बैठे हैं in the third house. Third house is house of friends, house of hobbies, house of courage, house of abilities to do stuff. This is the
Right.
core problem of your daughter. That Ketu, Moon and Galika Mandi. जब Galika Mandi, which happens to be Venus, जब वो आएगी दशा, it's going to cause problems. And that problem is actually going to start 2025 January and going to end towards November of 2026. So it's going to be harder for you to do that. There is no benefic aspect on that particular house that I see. आपकी daughter का यही है that Moon Saturn conjunction and the Moon Ketu is a big problem for her. Plus Navam's chart में भी राहु बैठा है वहाँ, and these are not considered good planets. You got to work on that. There are things we can talk up. If you want, call our office. We can have a discussion.
Okay.
This ADHD thing, it's these days. If somebody goes from
No,
topic to
but I'll
topic.
tell you. Let me give you a little background. Okay, so we have twins. She has a twin,
Okay.
and they were 10 weeks preemie,
Okay.
and they went through hell. So my son has a lot of special needs. Okay, her twin, who was born 1 minute before she was, and so that I'm sure plays a role in her mentally, right?
देखिए,
So,
it does. It does, but if you're saying her twin is older, then that's also sitting with Saturn, Sun, and Mercury. So
Right.
Mercury is the planet of intelligence, and Sun and Saturn, we know it's going to cause damage. Plus, Saturn, Moon in the 11th house is not going to help her. आप हमें phone कीजिए, we can discuss, because unfortunately नवंश में आप बैठे हो with Ketu, and when father sits with Ketu, we really need to have that discussion. Just call, okay?
Okay, I'll call you. And you're in which town?
I'm in Santa Clara.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Bhatia.
Okay.
We'll talk later. Thank
Sure.
you so much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much for your call. If you would like to connect with Dr. Bhatia after the show, 408-639-5300. That's his direct number, 408-639-5300. Or to get more information about office location and everything, you can refer to his website, saketbhatia.com. With that, we have another caller waiting in line. Can we take the call quickly?
Sure.
Hello, you're on air with Dr. Saket Bhatia. Go ahead with your details.
Yes, hello, Dr. Bhatia. This is Smita calling. I'm calling regarding my daughter, Simran Nevatia, and her birth date is November 30th, 2006. Time 8:06 a.m.
Just a little slow.
And-
I'm getting older.
No problem.
And हमारी आरजे थोड़ा म्यूजिक नहीं प्ले करती आजकल. I don't know why. आपने क्या कहा? November
November 30th,
Okay.
2006.
2006. Thank you. And the time was
8:06 a.m.
8:06 a.m. And what is the place?
Redwood City, California, USA.
Okay. आपका question क्या है daughter का?
So basically, one is the college admission for fall 2024, where she's going to get it, or she's going to get it mainly, and my relationship with her.
ऐसा क्या हो गया कि relationship को उतना stress हो गया mother को?
So the parents are going through divorce, and she's getting a lot of influence and manipulation through that side, and just kind of worried for her.
तो आपके दो fold question है. One is her relationship with you, and second is, will she go to college and will she get that higher education? Before we talk about
Yes.
higher, is she going for bachelor's or master's or PhD or what?
Bachelor's. She's in senior high school.
Senior high school mein we are going to study the right house, which is fourth house actually for her, which is you. Wahan baith gaya Rahu. Rahu is going to expand. There is no negative aspect on Rahu. The Lord Saturn is aspecting you, which is always, अपने ही घर को देख रहा है, which is great. Mars भी आपको देख रहा है. So you're not going to have problems with your daughter. You'll be fine
Okay.
with her because देखिए जब लॉर्ड कैसा भी हो, whether it is Saturn or Ket or Mars, अगर लॉर्ड अपने कोई भी घर को देखता है, it enhances, and Saturn खुद के घर को देखता है, that will also enhance. The problem is the career that she chooses in the future, because her 10th house, the house of career, has Saturn, Ketu and Sun, Moon, which are not good placements. So that I worry. As far as her education goes, दशा चल रही है Mercury, Saturn की. Saturn अपने ही घर को देख रहा है. डिग्री तो मिल जाएगी. She will be accepted into college. Does she plan on going this year or next year? ये साल तो खत्म हो गया.
Yeah, fall of 2024.
She'll get admitted. I'm not worried about that at all. She does. But mind you, career, you better choose carefully what she wants to do. There is some not good placement of the Sun, Moon and Saturn, Ketu in the two charts. Otherwise, it's fine. She gets admitted. Now, one more thing. I'm not sure if she will get admitted locally, because वो planet थोड़ा दूर बैठा है. Okay?
Right, of course, yes.
So I think she
Okay,
will get
great.
admitted. And one more thing, so I'm just telling you, her sun is very weak. Sun represents not only her independence but also her father. वो थोड़ा weak है, तो आपकी जो influence है, that is not true actually, because it's very weak in the chart. I wouldn't worry about it. But again, every individual is different. I wish you good luck.
Thank you so much, Dr. Bhatia.
Thank you so much for your call. Listeners, सुन रहे हैं आप the Saket Bhatia Astrology Show, and if you have any question, you can call us. We have around 15 more minutes in the show. Studio line ka number once again is 510-770-1550. But as I know that there are a lot of questions, and one quick question is not enough when it comes to talking to Dr. Saket Bhatia. So do call him after the show, 408-639-5300. That's his direct number. saketbhatia.com उनकी वेबसाइट है, और आप ईमेल कर सकते हैं if you have any specific question, info@saketbhatia.com. So with that, I have a question.
Sure.
So कई
आपका
बार
डेट प्लेस टाइम बता दीजिए.
यही तो नहीं पता है. I get so interested in all the questions which I hear from all the callers कि काश मुझे ये पता होता तो I would have asked. So I'm not at all well informed, I should say.
Okay.
So my question is, sometimes parents are concerned कि बच्चा शादी religion में करेगा, love marriage करेगा, arranged marriage करेगा. So can this be judged seeing the chart?
Yeah, absolutely. But unfortunately, हमारे पास 15 मिनट पड़े.
जी.
और 15 मिनट में I won't be able to go through the parameters of love marriage / arranged marriage / out of community marriage.
जी.
वो हम next show के लिए छोड़ देते हैं. At least there'll be some listeners who will be interested.
Yes.
Right? But what we can do is, हमने बता तो दिया which planets are placed in the house. Let's talk about signs.
Okay.
Right? So there are 12 zodiac signs. Let's say your 7th house is Aries. Aries is like that big, ram, jo horns.
Yes.
Very aggressive animal.
Yes.
So if you have Aries, which is strong in your chart, your partner is going to be an aggressive person. Now understand, अगर वही aggressive chart में हमने sun डाल दिया, you'll have very dominant aggressive spouse.
Oh.
Correct. So you have to match them.
That's not a good combination.
Actually, it could be, depending on your nature.
Okay.
If you are also equally aggressive, you'll butt heads. But if you're a very laid back person, they will boost you.
Oh.
हमने एक शो में कहा था, you are what the company you keep, right? So they can give you a big boost in life. हमेशा एक partner ऐसा होना चाहिए who's a little more outgoing, a little more, different compared to you. नहीं तो मजा नहीं आता relationship में.
Yeah, that is
अगर
true.
दोनों same हो जाए तो.
Different taste.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Then you won't experiment with what you can achieve in life.
Right.
So that was Aries. Now if it is Taurus, Taurus is ruled by Venus, right? And जो Taurus है, they make a very good, grounded, loving partner. Now अगर वो loving partner में आपने suppose sun डाल दिया, then that's going to be a very aggressive but loving partner. उनमें गुस्सा भी आता है लेकिन love भी होता है. See, so you have to put these pieces together. You can't just say which planet is sitting in the house. You must also say कि house sign क्या है. So Taurus था. Now Gemini. Gemini is ruled by Mercury. Gemini is a very बातचीत बहुत करते हैं.
जी.
उनको गपशप मारने की आदत है. They also like to talk to friends. They like to build a circle. So that is the kind of partner you should get if you have Gemini. Cancer. Cancer is very loving. Think of them as your grandmother.
Okay.
Very forgiving. No matter what you do, very understanding. And they just keep quiet. No matter what you tell them. They don't get angry. They're relaxed, laid back. ये Cancer होते हैं.
Okay.
Right? Now Leo. Leo is again a lion. I think if you have Leo and you have Sun in your 7th house, then you should be calling us on the show because then you need help.
Okay.
This could be a placement which you don't really want.
Okay.
Virgo is similar to Gemini because
Okay.
both the signs are ruled by Mercury. But इसमें क्या है? Virgo means your partner is very skilled on one aspect or the other. अगर आपने Virgo में Mercury डाल दिया, you're going to have a very talented partner. Music, arts,
Okay.
that kind of stuff, right? Libra. Libra जो है, they make very good homemakers.
Okay.
You've seen many cases where the like the woman is doing extremely well, and sometimes the man says, I want to sit at home and just take care of home.
Yeah.
We've seen this mainly in men who have Libra,
Okay.
or women who have Libra as in the 7th house.
Because you have to have something special in you to take care of the house. Absolutely. Absolutely.
People misunderstand taking care of the house is actually a very difficult thing.
It's the toughest, yes.
It is
of
very hard.
course.
Because when you go to work, you just sit and do your work, you meet your friends, but sitting at home, taking care and making sure everybody grows is not easy.
And going out and working has some incentives.
Sure.
Ghar mein it's a repetitive job. Nobody is gonna appreciate you every day. Ke, oh, you cleaned the house well today.
Actually, I do. I tell my partner.
That's really nice.
Right? Now, Scorpio. What is Scorpio? It's a scorpion. Scorpions don't like to show their head. They like to bury it in the sand. Secretive partners are Scorpio.
Okay.
Right? So if you know somebody who's inka partner ज़्यादा secretive है, they probably have the sign of Scorpio in the 7th house. Sagittarius are outgoing. They like nature. They like enjoying. They like, meeting people. They're life of the party. Big Scorpio. Capricorn जो होते हैं, they have very fixed goals. Very practical people. They don't want to do anything small in life. उन्हें बड़ा सोचना है. Aquarius ascendant जो होते हैं, they are workaholics. They only focus on themselves. They don't really care much about anybody else. Partners, kids, parents, they don't care. It's only about them, them, them. And Pisces. Pisces are soft-hearted, like Cancer. Soft-hearted, emotional, sensitive people. They like to give, they like to receive, and they're very well balanced. So,
Okay.
now आपको देखना है कि आपका partner कैसा है. And then you have to put the pieces together and think which sign he's sitting in now.
Yes. Everybody will be doing the analysis today. Of course. With such a interesting topic which you have picked. Thank you so much for that. Listeners, सुन रहे हैं आप the Saket Bhatia Astrology Show. Today we were talking about predicting marriage and partner in astrology. If you have anything regarding this you would like to discuss with Dr. Saket Bhatia, आप उन्हें डायरेक्टली कॉल कर सकते हैं 408-639-5300 पे. एंड एज ही वाज मेंशनिंग दैट 7th हाउस में जो भी लॉर्ड है, जो देयर आर सो मेनी फैक्टर्स रादर जो कि अफेक्ट करते हैं ऑफ अ सक्सेसफुल मैरिज. So if you are looking for some matchmaking for your kids, or if you want to discuss your own charts, do connect with him. saketbhatia.com उनकी वेबसाइट है जहां आपको सारी इन्फॉर्मेशन मिलेगी उनके बारे में. And number once more is 408-639-5300.
Now, I do have a lady that came in and I told her, I will talk about her.
Okay.
She came into my office yesterday and she's come multiple times. She has a young daughter in her late 30s, right? Still young by our standards, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
This young girl has everything you'd want. She's very charming, she's very graceful, she's very good looking, she's got a good career ahead of her, but yet she's not married. And the only thing that worries the mother is daughter is not married. So I did tell her that I would be talking about you on the show because your daughter has a good future. She has a daughter coming up soon. And उनकी शादी 2 साल में होती है. वो भी कहा है. But parents take so much stress. And I always tell them, don't. जब चीज होनी है तब होनी है. You can't do anything about it.
True.
right?
Very true.
This girl is going to do well. You shouldn't worry. Her planetary placements क्या है? Saturn देख रहा है घर को, so it's going to cause delays, but stable relationship देगा,
Yes.
right? So we try to tell people that life में अच्छी चीजें होती हैं, थोड़ा टाइम लगता है. Now I wanted to talk about so many things today. I want to talk about love marriage. वो होगा नहीं क्योंकि that's a long topic and it's a fun topic.
Yes. We'll
Right?
do it next week.
Yeah. Then what causes breakups?
Oh, that's a pretty interesting topic.
उसको हम short रखते हैं because it's not very fun, ना?
Okay. Yeah.
तो breakups के लिए कहा था separative planets, हमने कहा था. And let's say if the Lord of the 7th house is completely damaged, he's debilitated, or he is in bad conjunction, bad dignity, तो शादी होने के चांस कम है आपके, right? But also अगर ये जो 7th Lord है, 7th Lord, ये अगर अपने आपकी चार्ट में 7th हाउस से 6, 8, 12 घर दूर बैठा है, means the Lord of the 7th is sitting in the 12th house or your 2nd house or your 6th house, then जब उस लॉर्ड की दशा आएगी, you're going to have ups and downs in your married life.
Okay.
Dasha or antardasha, it
Yeah.
will cause problems. So this dasha antardasha could be running for decades sometimes. There are people who are in a relationship that's not happy, but they stick in it, and when you ask them, they go like, अब 20 साल हो गए क्या करें,
Exactly.
right? अब 40 साल हो गए क्या करें. That's because that dasha is not ending.
Yeah.
वो जो planets बैठे हैं, they're just causing more damage. So next time we'll talk about that. We'll also talk about delay in marriage, कि शादी लेट क्यों होती है.
जी.
And we'll talk for the first time on some remedies that we can use to make sure some people can get married at the right time. And astrology में क्या होते हैं. But अब time short है. हम दो चीजें बात करेंगे.
जी.
One is a chart of a person who has come to me many times.
Okay.
An individual who has consulted. हम यही बात करेंगे. Going forward, we would like to examine charts of popular people who have consulted with me at least at some point of time. I don't mean one consultation. I mean more than 3 to 20 consultations. So this lady is very well known in India, and she has her own personal astrologer, who I have also worked with, and we both work on giving her advice. Her astrologer's name is Pandit Nathulal.
Okay.
He is based in Rajasthan.
Okay.
We're talking about Smriti Irani,
Oh, okay.
okay, the Minister of
Yes.
Textile.
Yes.
So there are many predictions we have made about Smriti Irani, and many more we have made for her in her life, in her future. So when she comes to us, just इनकी चार्ट में ऐसा क्या है? What is unique in Smriti Irani's chart that makes her the person she is? So just a background on her. She was an actress. She was a model.
Yeah.
Many people don't know, but her father's name is actually Ajay Kumar Malhotra,
Okay.
Punjabi, and her mother's name is Shivani Bagichi.
Okay.
So she is half Punjabi, half Bengali. That is her background.
Okay.
Now we know that she is married to an industrialist. He's a businessman. He has a kid from the first marriage. So if you look at Smriti Irani's 7th house and you rotate it, you can come to know that the husband has had relationship before or a kid before, right? Now she has 2 kids, and कौन सी दशा में वो बनी है बीजेपी के साथ. You don't know that her grandmother actually used to be part of the RSS.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So when we met her, she was standing against Rahul Gandhi back in 2014. तब से I know her, and तब से we have been consulting with her. And I'm just going to say कि उनकी जो दशा है वो कैसी है, and I've written some notes about it. She has that Chandal dosh in her chart, which makes her get into disputes very quickly.
Oh.
और हमने कहा है कि you get really angry, anger out of control,
Yeah.
and you can get very vocal about it, right?
Yeah, we've seen that in Lok Sabha.
Well, she also has the benefic planet Jupiter, which conjuncts with Venus and Mercury, and this gives her power to win over her opponents. Look, she has always got what she wants in life, her way.
Yeah.
But at the same time, she's got some things taken away by people of higher power. She used to be a minister at one point of time related to one field, I think
Yes.
human resource or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. And
And
then
now
she was
she's
replaced.
textile.
Yeah.
Coincidentally, I know, Abhijit, you're also watching this show, you're listening to this show. Abhijit happens to be one of the heads of textiles in the whole state of Uttar Pradesh or Madhya Pradesh. He is also a budding, astrologer. He listens to my show. We communicate very often. So he reports indirectly to her,
Okay.
right? So according to your boss, Smriti Irani's chart, she is the Minister of Textile and her career will take off. She's going to do better. What is the yoga in her chart, right? जो उनका Saturn है, वो it is the ruler of the 10th house. But it is retrograde, means moving backwards. And it's gone into the 3rd house, which makes her very enterprising. Unki puri life will only focus on her efforts and energy, right? She also has other yogs like Raj Yoga, which is given her power of authority. The question always comes, will she become the next president of India? And I have had discussions with her, and we won't answer that question today.
Okay.
हम नहीं answer करते वो because we told her we won't answer.
You're keeping the surprise element.
Yes, but according to her chart, she's going to do better for the country. She's going to have more career switches. So textile से कहीं और जाएंगी.
Okay.
Right? She is going to win the next election. We can guarantee that to you. And we know the decisions she takes are actually going to be better for the country.
That was really interesting chart, and thank you for sharing that. But I would not like to miss on the parting thought from you.
अलग parting thought करते हैं.
Acha.
Instead of telling people what they need to do, I'm going to give my parting thought today.
Okay.
So this is Thanksgiving weekend. So instead of me just sitting and enjoying having a big meal and taking life easy, I want to thank people. And I think you should also learn to thank people for who they are and what they are. So when we thank people, we need to be grateful to them. And I really want to be grateful for this incredible partnership I have with Radio Zindagi. I want to name some people.
Okay.
Neeraj Dhar, Somya Mahase. These are people you've never heard of, radio listeners, but these are people who play an important role. Neeraj, Somya, Seba Shah, Sunil Hali, my two hosts, RJ Rosh and RJ Swati. Very special thank you to them. Swati is driving on her way here. And definitely a very, very, very warm thank you to my charming and sweet host, Vedika. She graciously holds this show with me. देखिए, Vedika calls this the Saket Bhatia Astrology Show, but it really is the Saket Bhatia and Vedika show. Because without her, I can't do this show. This show cannot be complete, and I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for being here with me.
That is so sweet of you. Thank
Making
you.
this show popular, making this show what it is. So I want to appreciate my gratitude to the radio station for helping us spread knowledge of astrology to people, to the listeners. And obviously the listeners, you're very important to us. I'm still waiting for that lady जो लड्डू लेके आने वाली थी.
बिल्कुल, हम
आई
लड्डू
नहीं
का
अब तक.
इंतजार कर रहे हैं.
Yes.
Exactly.
So thank you to everybody, and I know I'm out of time, but
No,
this
and
was important.
No, and this was very, very important, and thank you so much. That was really sweet of you. And following your advice, thanks to you as well for joining us on air and for such a sweet message to entire team of Radio Zindagi listeners. सुन रहे थे आप the Saket Bhatia Astrology Show. We'll be back next Tuesday, 4 to 5 p.m. Don't forget to tune in. Till then, 4086395300 पे आप कांटेक्ट कर सकते हैं डॉक्टर साकेत भाटिया को, और या फिर उनकी वेबसाइट. वंस अगेन इट्स saketbhatia.com.
You are listening to Radio Zindagi, KZDG 1550 AM, San Francisco and the entire Bay Area.
5 p.m. time check.
This time check is brought to you by multichoiceinsurance.com, your trusted partner for life and group medical insurance. For more details, call 855-444-MCIS.
The views, opinions, and statements expressed in the preceding program reflect views of the